Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back, and today I'm going to go over beginner mistakes that dubstep artists make. The reason I'm making this video is because I was in the exact same position as y'all at one point. I was watching YouTube videos, just trying to get better. But there was a few things I wish I knew a lot earlier that I actually found out through mentoring with artists. So I'm really excited that I get to present this to y'all, and let's hop right into it. So for the first mistake that I see a bunch of dubstep artists make, they don't do any mid-side EQing at all. So why is this so important? Mid-side EQing is really good for keeping your stereo very clean and remove all the mud. So I have a rack here which essentially just cuts out the sub and the a little bit of the low mids from the stereo or the side signal. I'm going to go ahead and pull up a initialized EQ8 and show you how to get to mid-side mode. So now that I have this pulled up, you go to where stereo is, and then you go to M/S, and boom, you're in mid/side mode. So when you see this M, this means this is your mid, and then when you see S, this is your side. So what I did with this rack is you can actually solo the mid and the side signal. And so when this is on 100M, you have the mid completely soloed. And when you have this on 100S, you have the side completely soloed. So make sure to have headphones on when you're listening to this. I'm going to play just the mid and then just the side so you can hear what I'm talking about. That's your mid, which is your mono signal, and here's your side signal. And there's your side signal, which gives you the stereo width. So I'm going to turn this off and on, and I want you to see the difference. I'd look specifically at this EQ. Look at all the mud that is in the side signal. So here we go. As you can hear, it is much cleaner when you have the sub getting taken out of it. So another reason why this is a big issue on bigger sound systems at like festivals and stuff, if you're wanting your track played out, say it's just a mono sound system, when your stereo track gets broken down back into mono, this can actually phase out your sub if you have all this sub in your side signal. So basically everything from the side signal will go into the mono signal and they'll start clashing with each other. So this will make sure your sub is always coming through and you won't have a phasing sub when it's on a mono sound system. So for the second mistake I see a bunch of dubstep producers make is they are not using reference tracks to compare their tracks. The reason this is so essential, especially early on, you need to make sure your drums are sitting in the right place. You need to make sure your cymbals are sitting in the right place. You need to make sure your bouncing, your frequencies sounds right. And I'm going to show you how I usually do this. So I just have a span pulled up right now. Basically, it's just a free metering plugin, and it'll show you all the frequencies. So the yellow is side signal, and the mid is the green. So what you see with this track is there's no side signal below 150 hertz virtually. So just like I was talking about in the last tip, it's a great way to keep your side signal really clean. And you'll see this will be reoccurring in a lot of professional tracks you'll see. And you'll also see how the sub is bounced with the mid and the highs. Usually the sub is matched up with like a horizontal line, as you can see with the treble. So just pay attention here to the line. So as you can see, they're both sitting very similarly, the sub and the treble. So So that's usually a good sign, at least in my experience. So another thing I like to do, especially if I say I wanted to just make a track similar to this, what I would do is I would find drums that are similar to this track, try to match it up. I already know what these drums are, so obviously I don't have to match them up really. But if you're doing a different track, just go through your samples until you find similar ones. So, we've got these. And what I will do is actually sidechain out the... I will sidechain out the drums of this track and use my drums instead and see if it matches up to the same power as the track I am doing that for. So, okay, I'm sidechaining from the drums here. Let's go ahead and get this going. All right, just simple side chain. So let's see how it sounds in context now. Oh, gotta set it to audio, I believe. So I think that sounds pretty good. Basically, obviously the side chain is really strong, but I just wanted to see if the drums matched up similar power to these. So I think they do pretty well because they are the same drums. But yeah, that's a really good way to compare, or just get similar drums to some of your favorite artists. That way you make sure your kick and snare hits just as hard as theirs. And that'll lead into my next segment. And for the third mistake I see a bunch of artists make, they have absolutely horrible sample packs. The reason this is such a big deal is if you have absolutely horrible drums, you might as well just throw the track away. You need quality drums for all your tracks, absolutely. So like if you're looking for like quality rhythm drums, I definitely recommend like Kerosene Dubs. He has a lot of good rhythm drums, and he has a bunch of good basses as well. You got Ivory. This is probably the best sample pack I've ever seen in my life. It quite literally has everything you need for a track. And I'm not joking when I say this. I mean, I use this for, I think ever since I started producing dubstep, and it's been awesome. And you also have Nasco. And the reason Nasco's Patreon sample packs are so good is because you don't only get the sample packs, you get all kinds of different plugins as well. Like this is like volume 32 of his sample packs, but I think he's up to like volume 36 of sample packs, and you get every single one of them when you subscribe to his Patreon. And all these artists that I'm naming off right now all have quality samples in them. You're not going to have to worry about just horrible samples like something from Splice being in there, which Splice can be good if you get samples from Virtual Riot and a few of the Disciple guys, and there's a bunch of others that have quality as well. But for the most part, there's a bunch of garbage on Splice. That's why I do not use it anymore. And plus, you're going to support your favorite artists directly if you buy drums from them, so I highly recommend checking out just whoever your favorite artists are, see if they have a sample pack, buy it. You'll already have drums that are similar to the style you want to make. So that's probably one of the biggest mistakes I see people do, and it's an easy fix. Just make sure you have very quality samples that you're working with. For the fourth mistake I see a bunch of artists make, they are not sitting their tracks in for feedback, into whether that's into streams, into discords, into just some of your producer friends. You need to be sending in these things for feedback, and you need to be giving feedback to other people as well. Even if you aren't as good of an artist, it needs to be mutual. Don't be an asshole that just wants feedback from other people. Definitely make sure to help out other people if you can as well. Check out streamers such as Grocery Boys, Bishu, There's a bunch of others. I'm sure you can just roll through the music tab and just find a bunch of peer review streams. So, and you also have Discords like mine where I check out every single one of your tracks in the feedback channel. So if you want to check that out, check it out with the link down below. So send in your tracks and I will get to it as soon as I can. So for the fifth mistake I see a bunch of producers do, they actually do not have a clipper on their master. This sounds really, really simple for a lot of people, but a lot of people do not realize that you do not want your master to go over 0 dB. So here's a few clippers that I use to make sure my tracks don't go over 0 dB. You have Free Clip 2, which I've been using in all my most recent tracks. So there's a bunch of different clipper modes. If you want something more aggressive, you can put it on the hard mode. For the most part, I put it on cubic. It seems like a very good mix between a little bit aggressive and still like got some soft clipping to it as well. And you can see the ceiling that you can set here. This will make sure it does not go over 0 dB. And you also have some oversampling here. And make sure if you are using this to set your post oversampling clip at ceiling. So if you do not have this on, it'll actually clip after this with the oversampling and it will not stay at 0 dB. So just make sure to have that on. And then another popular choice is the G clip. And what I do immediately is turn on the 2x oversampling, and see you got gain, clip, and softness. Just leave your clip at 100%, and the softness just rounds out the clipper, as you can see here. And it has visualizers here, so you can see how the clipper is working when sound actually comes through it. So this one's pretty simple. And then Ableton actually, with their limiter, they actually added a soft clip mode to it as well now. So you can set your ceiling to 0, and then you can set it to soft clip. And now you have a clipper set up for your master chain. So yeah, I think the clipper is really good for a few things actually as well. I think when you have, especially like tear out tracks and stuff like this, when you have these very, very loud basses and drums and cymbals hitting this limiter, it kind of glues them together because they're almost distorting together a little bit as well. So look into a bunch of different clippers as well, but these are very, very popular options. The G clip and Free Clip for sure, but if you don't have those, for whatever reason, you can use the limiter with the soft clip. And I think that's it.